Erudia, an ancient land where gods walk among men. A living, breathing high fantasy world that we want to put into your hands. But we cannot do this alone. In order to bring you back to what tabletop is all about, combat, exploration, adventure, we need your help to bring it to life. By supporting us on Patreon, you can support this project and the cast of Moonskull, with our promise that we will answer to the only people that matter. You. Legend Seeker. Your legend starts here. Forge your path. Shape your destiny.
Here's me going, ow, because I ended up kicking the end of my coffee table right into that nice soft spot where your ankle or the top of your foot is here, right into your leg. Right into the wood. Oh, that really hurts. And I just now hear the cat scratching the door again. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know what they're doing. I start streaming, they all go insane. Why? Why is everybody crazy? Why is everybody... Okay. I just put all the cats out. Like, I'm done. I'm done with it all. Ouch. I'm in pain. Cats. Oh, now I probably am even going to get a bruise from that. Corner of wooden table right into the soft part of the top of your foot where your ankle and foot and everything meet. Oh, that was fun. Anyway, all that aside, cats are all outside now. I can sit here in pain and glory. So, you got books. What books did you get? But I'm going to show you guys something. And it is not my foot. Because I got something today too. Because I work remotely. Everybody else got these last week. I got these now. So when we launch a game, they give us like swag. Like some people have seen, I have a Warzone, I guess it's a carry-on for luggage. It's like a cool yellow color with the word Warzone and a bunch of stuff on it. This year, for the launch of Black Ops 7, they got us some stuff. Now, I don't know what's in this, so we're going to see this together really quickly. First thing is, it is a duffel bag. The full-on whole duffel bag that says Warzone Black Ops 7 with a big badge on it. And I have no idea what's inside this thing. Oh, for the raffle. Ah, nice, nice, nice. Got it. Oh, it's got a nice big tag on it for your name and everything. All right, let's see what they put in here. I was expecting a tiny little box because normally they send us like the challenge coins. Yeah, it's a good size. It's big and it's green and camouflaged. So let's see what's in it. What is this? It is a weird little wooden puzzle man thing. It's like a little weird puzzle man, Black Ops 7 puzzle guy. I guess you can pose this little wooden dude or make him into a cube or something. It's got the guild logo on him from Black Ops 7, so that's kind of fun. All right, see what else we got. Another steel case for the game. I have 2 steel cases and the game now, so little overkill, just extra guild or extra steel cases for my games. Let's see what else is down in here. There's a bunch of stuff in here. There is a black envelope which says congratulations. Whoop, I was hoping that wouldn't go too far. I knew about this one. They put a little whirligig butterfly in there. Okay, this is congratulations. I'll read that later. That's our congratulations card they give us. So that will go back in the envelope. What else we got in here? We've got something over here. It looks like a tube. I'm going to guess this is a poster of some sort. Let's see if I can get this open. It is a poster indeed. Let's see what poster it is. I'm going to guess it's Black Ops 7. Oh, look. It's our digitally signed posters. Everybody in the studio signing them. Which is always nice to get. You rotate that down, make it as small as possible so I can get it back in the dang tube and let it out. All right. So, poster. They're very nice to us. All right, so I've got a bunch of stuff in here. I've got a huge box with the logo, which has something large in it. I don't know. It's very heavy. We've got a bag here, which is a nice velvet bag full of something. Oh, yep, there we go. My Black Ops 7 door tag and the challenge coins in the back. So I have more of those to put in the pile. Oh, they filled this thing this time. There's some packing material, which will go over there. Oh, look, more black paper. Cats are going to love that. What is this? Oh, another piece of packing paper. See, black packing paper. Get that one over there. I'll set out a packing paper. All right, I think I took all the items out of the bag now. It's even got some breathing mesh holes in the bottom. All right, we got a nice little, I guess, cardigan-y type Black Ops 7. You can't really see the logo because it's so dark. And also on the back, there is the Cerberus Chimera logo for BL7. I'll throw that over there. That needs to get washed. All right, let's see what's in these two containers here. Should I open the bag first or the heavy box with the logo on it? What do you think? No deer today. Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. Anybody care? Anybody care? Anybody have an opinion? I'm unboxing the swag I got for our launch of the game, Paul. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. All right, what I'll do then, since nobody, oh, okay, we got the box. All right, we're gonna open the box. Let's take the top of the box off. And so you can see it's got the Black Ops 7 Chimera on there. All right, what's in this sucker? Holy cow, this thing is huge. There's a little, I don't know what this is. Oh my gosh. Oh, funky. It's like a little desk paperweight thing. It's plastic down, but it has the Raven and Call of Duty on here. But this cube has a little hologrammy, kind of not quite a hologram, but a robot carved in the center. I'm not going to unwrap this whole thing, but you can kind of see him from the side. There's a little robot dude inside there. Depending on the angle, you can see him from different faces. Kind of see him there, sort of. But I'm going to put this off to the side, away from the edge of the desk, because that is super heavy. It's got some little tab for the feet, so that's kind of cool. All right, let's put that back down here. Oh, I could have put it back in the box. Well, that would be smart of me. All right, last thing, we're going to look in this bag. We'll look in the velvet bag. You think it's full of diamonds? Well, it's pretty much, I think, what I thought it was. Feels like a controller. But a special controller. It's a super heavy controller. Wow, this sucker is heavy. It's got a heavy-duty industrial cable. Ah, it's the special edition. It's the Xbox controller for Black Ops 7. If you can see that. But it's not only that, it's the special, it's got metal triggers and bumpers. Plus, if you guys have never seen one of these before, these little kick switches down here. So you can, hold on to them, and little butterfly switches under there. And you can set all kinds of stuff in here. That is a sizable controller. That thing is heavy. Well, sweet. I'm going to have to learn how to use this properly with these little switches. They're very clicky. So, there we have it. Swag. And now that I'm done unboxing swag, I could totally hook it up. I can totally hook that to my computer. I have these skills. All right, now that that's done, cats are outside. My foot is, very warm and kind of in pain. I have a Coca-Cola. I have a coffee. I have things over there if I need it. Bottles of medicine, so to speak. And you all you lovely people to help me out. So, that being said, my brother had a surgery today on his I'm pretty sure it was his right hand. I'm trying to remember now if it was his left, because as a chef for, all the years he's been a chef, he's, repetitive stress and everything. Pretty sure it was his right thumb, but it could have been his left. He was starting to get tons of pain in his hand. So what they ended up doing is taking the tendons and stuff out of his joints here, getting tendons from, I think over here. Yeah, I think over here in his forearm. little tendon pieces and hooking them up there. So now he's got his whole thumb enwrapped. He's got his arm all enwrapped. Yeah. So he's having a lot of fun. All I did was smack my foot into something. So no biggie. No biggie. So, Paul, hopefully you're not too discouraged by the lack of deer. There's got to be one out there for you to get. Got to be one, right? It's just waiting for you. All right, I'm going past where I was last time, talking about the stuff in the year of the war. Okay, so what I was gonna do, tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm going down to okay, this is the stretch here, and I start in the okay. So you can see when I started working on this area, I did the caustic strand is one of the first ones I wrote up here, and it was really tiny. It was almost nothing to it. And then I keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it. Now, the intro for the caustic strand is before you even get to the main stuff. There's all this stuff. So I'm going to try and do the same thing to some of the other entries. Want to talk about the time dog bit off my hand? Hey, I've only got a little tiny bit of a wisp of a scar left for it. I mean, my hand doesn't quite bend right still. And in the deep winter, I'll feel pain, but the scar is almost completely unnoticeable. You can't, it's right there. That's the vestige of it there. Where that little discoloration in shape is. You can kind of see it at angles because it's got like the triangular shape where they had to sew my hand back together. But I healed up pretty well. It barely left the scar. Even though they were completely inept. I'll attribute that to my healing ability, not their skill. They couldn't even remember if they had actually given me pain medication to when they were going to start stitching it. Because one person started stitching it, and I was like, wow, that's really uncomfortable. He's like, yeah, well, sometimes you feel it through the anesthesia. And I said, you guys didn't give me anesthesia. You should have seen her jump back. Oh, my gosh. She's like, wait, what? Like, they didn't give me anesthesia. They didn't do anything. They just told me to sit here and wait after they cleaned the thing out. She's like, good God, and walked out. And then came back with somebody else to give me anesthesia in my hand. Like, I was assuming I just had to go with it. I don't know. Thought maybe there was an anesthesia shortage or something. Lots of deer season left here in Michigan. There you go. And he continued to pet the dog. No, I didn't. I've never petted that dog. I kicked that dog in the chest, though. It didn't like that after it bit me. Weird. Vampires are hard to kill. And so am I. Hey, by the way, I'll have you know, this time when something really amazing and explosive and destructive happened to our base and stationeers on Europa, it was not me this time. Nope. But Kyle lived through it because he was happy in a sleeper pod. I lived through it too. So did Tomix because none of us were online. Tomix just came back to the ruins of his dreams. All right. So what I'm doing here while I'm not talking about stationeers is looking at the caustic strand. Right now, if you were looking at this as a DM, you'd want different information than a player. And a player obviously wants different information than the DM and whatever. What I'm trying to do for each one of these entries is point down the most important things. Kind of like if you were ever a kid and you had to do a report on a country or a city. You had to know, what the capital was, what their major imports and exports were, the capitals, the secondary cities, if they had like national birds or any of these kind of things. They had a national religion and what language they spoke. That's the kind of same stuff I'm doing here. I haven't put imports and exports here, though. I don't know. It might be kind of useful. It might be kind of interesting to put that down. Not Frostvault for once. Yes. Did Kyle learn his lesson when he logged off getting the sleeper pod? Well, to his credit, the first time he logged off, we didn't have a sleeper pod. So he had nowhere to go. He was just standing in the middle of the base, just, living his best life until it ended abruptly. We were keeping him fed, though, until things happened that may have deprived him of nice, cool room temperature oxygen and replaced it with the blazing heat of the solar winds. Happens occasionally. All right. So if I were to look at this, I guess, I could put imports and exports here. I just don't know if maybe I'll just say exports. We'll put it right above the dialect. We'll go there. Let's say rare minerals. And trouble. Wow, I know that I hit my foot hard on the edge of that coffee table because I was walking and I stepped to get over the cat and I lifted my foot up high and I brought it up to the height of the top of the end table or coffee table, which is, craftsman style. So it's sharp wooden corner. And that's when I brought my foot basically right up into it. So my foot just went, bam, right in that corner and my toes hurt right now. Like, oh, I hit it well. I did a good job. Why would you have a national bird in a world where dragons exist? Well, do you think dragons would allow themselves to be a national bird? I'm not sure, man. All right. Now I'm getting a lot of texts and I'm checking these because, it could be about my brother. It could be something else. Nope. It's my friend having a drink. He did the thing where he sends a picture of what he's having as a drink. I'm like, oh, nice. Natural predators. Bioflori, largest cities, Port Castor. Major exports. Minerals. I think we could leave it at that. Common, the religion is Thalassan and Xander. Demonyms are Ithorian or Saltmen. They call them the Saltmen. Would dragons even care? Wouldn't they technically be a form of worship? I don't know, maybe. Could we have a national gazer? This place loves undead beholders. They're the favorites. They love them. Love them to death. We actually just fought an undead or a zombie beholder or an undead beholder in our game on last Tuesday night. We're picking up the fight after that. I remember back in the day when we were young and very few of us had a lot of the stuff really memorized in the books. We just didn't know. You could spring monsters on people and they'd be like, oh my, what is it? They wouldn't know how to fight it. And they'd be like, yeah, do this. Okay. They'd try stuff and they'd learn. And then people would just be like, it's just kobolds. We don't care. And then you had to introduce other methods to deal with, people and players being bored with normal kobolds. So you spice things up, you change their methods and whatnot. And then some people would get upset because it wasn't right in the book. I tend to enjoy adding flair to monsters. I just like doing that because no two monsters are going to be 100% exactly the same all the time. So it's fun when you put a beholder somewhere in a game and you can see they're like, oh my God, it's a beholder. And then you're like, wait, it's missing an eye stalk on the right. And why does it have these why does it have like its outer carapace or whatever? It's got some like mottled appearance, like it's got a different color rolling through it. So like it's got a different pattern than a normal beholder. And you're like, what? And something simple like that, it'll throw people off their game when literally all it is this thing was in a fight and it lost an eye stalk, and it just happens to have a different coloration. And they're just like, oh my god, but it's magic resistant. Or maybe it's just green with some red splotches that go like this around its eye socket. I don't know. It's totally fun to play with people's minds. It's like convincing somebody subliminally through targeted advertising for a year and a half or 2 years that they should buy a werewolf cat. And once they get it, make sure you replace it with an actual miniature werewolf. Dragonwind National. Would you be upset if you're a country's national writer? Ooh, propaganda supreme? Sign me up. No, you're right, Tomix. I would totally do it. Percent sends asterisk. All right, now I'm not sure if that was you responding and telling me I'm a butthole, or if that, oh, that was Woof. Never mind. But it does say, oh, XC Azine 7. Okay, that's, wait, what? He's begun to change. Run, human, run. Protect yourself is what he's trying to type. Isn't that something you dislike in games? Like if the world explains and it looks different, it is different. If you break that rule, it makes the player confused. So you keep 99% of it the same, and all you do is introduce one little color change. But when I've actually done beholders before, I've showed them, you know, like the person who rolls will like be like, wait a minute. Because somebody's smart enough to do this. They're like, wait a minute, I know about monsters. Let me think back. And they make a roll. They're like, oh yeah, beholders can have different colors. We're fine. Now, in this case, the guy who's the monster hunter didn't tell anybody else. And he's like, why are you guys all panicking? It's just a beholder. We've bought these before. And they're like, yeah, but it's different. He's like, oh, I probably should tell you that these are like this. Slightly. Yes. Because you can have 99% of it all exactly the same. And it didn't behave any different than any beholder. It technically was missing a power. It just had a little different color to it. So it works. It works. I see what you're trying to do, Tomix. You're trying to guard your gender while he's trying to steal it. Now, I have a question, Chrisant. Do you sync up your mealtime so you give him food so you can run and eat yours? Or is that not how that works? Ooh, I put this coffee heater up too high. Would that make the players racist? That's a good question. Yes, it could. I ran a group, or not a group, I ran a game for a group that were all the kind of people who they're like, I want to play a tiefling because they're sexy. I want to play a drow because they're sexy. And everybody was like, I'm totally a sexy whatever. And I said, okay, you guys can play all these. This place you're going to be in, this town, they are mostly humans and dwarves. They have a few like elves and abyss and stuff, but it's mainly humans and dwarves. They're like, that's fine. I said, okay. Realize that people who don't look like humans and dwarves aren't really like, they're like, oh, good, we get to play kind of the edge people. I was like, okay. Okay. We got started playing the game. And they're like, people are assholes. Like, well, they don't like people like you. They're like, tieflings are demons that mix with humans. So, horrible human or a victim human taken by a demon. Had a baby. They're like, well, that's not how tieflings are made. And I'm like, do they know that? And so their group became super racist against dwarves. The humans they could deal with, but the dwarves would never let them get away with anything because they were the law around the place. They were just like, we can't get away with a damn thing. We're just going to have to start killing these guys. I'm like, oh dear. So yeah, it can happen. the dwarves were just like, okay, don't do that. Stop that, demon. So yeah, it was fun. Uh-oh. That's a good idea, though. Oh, sync up his lunch when I get home so I can shower. Ooh, there you go. Thought I'm screaming at you. Now, you could do what I did. And when the cats are like, I have a walk-in shower. I just left the damn door open to the walk-in shower because the floor's tile and everything. I was like, fine, you want to get in here so bad, you come in. 99.9% of them are just like, oh, what the hell? What are you doing? That's a room full of water. Run. And then there's the one cat who just comes in there and sits on the bench, and she's like, how you doing? Just like, this is nice. I'm like, damn it. So, yeah. So there. So in this place, in the Caustic Strand, these people are kind of a melting pot of people after the God Killer War for the last, 1,000 years or more. This place has been humans with the help of dwarves, because the dwarves came down from Silvermount and they helped build, because there was so much mineral stuff got released and revealed. They claimed some stuff on the outer fringes, but then they made deals with the people of A4 to actually protect them while they rebuilt and did things, even though it wasn't too necessary, because most of the armies of Grix wouldn't come in. It was mostly protection against, profiteers and bandits and other monsters who were not part of Grix's army, who were just like, hey, look, people, let's get them. So they moved in, they started building their dwarven towers and, harvesting cave bee honey and all that stuff. But they kind of came into these communities here over the last 1,000 years have pretty much become like, hey, we're the people who live in A4. We're part of the Republic. These dwarves are technically part of Mount Silvermount, but some of them, they're just like, nah, I consider myself a saltman like these people. I consider myself a whatever like these people. And down there, because the one space, because over here in Setis Fall, they're everywhere. Or Setis Fall, I'm sorry, I was talking about Setis Fall being the protected place. The dwarves that build their stuff down here are almost exclusively around A4 and up here near Elysium. They do all kinds of stuff. Now, the guys down here in Clayton, they are the big mead makers, the dwarven honey. I did write up another little thing, but did I? Actually, maybe I took that out. Let me think about this a second. I may have removed it because I put Hillmouth up here instead. There was another dwarven outpost up in these mountains, and I removed it because I felt like it was kind of mudding the waters of the Caustic Strand, the dwarves, Whitewood, the giants, and everything. I was just getting too many disparate groups in there. So, I might actually take some of this. I might move a couple things. Now that I think about it, I'm still thinking it's a little mushy. I might move that around a bit. Food for thought. Give myself a note. Where's my other doc here? Where is my document for my notes? I have too many folders. My gosh, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Explorer windows open here. The different folders. Okay, and we'll put it in there. Note to self. Where is my... All right, let me go put this. Put this here. I can just put it in that document there. Yeah. Oops. Nope. Dang it. I'm opening up a PDF. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to open up my text document. There we go. And we'll call it that. Okay. Boom. Boop. All right. There we go. Bang. Done. Can you have Cave Bee Mead? Yes, you can. If you go over to Setis Fall over here and Clayton and Littleport and Rivenmont, this is where most of the dwarves moved south to be down here near Setis Fall moved, because of all the minerals that were released and when Setis fell to earth, through the Godlands. And they're the ones who make the mead from the cave bees, but they're also the ones that make the god killer stuff, the god killer mead and things. It's super, super rare and it's kind of a little dangerous. Cave bee mead. Death to dwarf. And new object permanence. All right, I can't even give him a piece of chicken. No! I mean, I gave Wolfie tuna at lunch today. So I'm sitting there eating my quick croissant with just tuna in it, just eating it, and he just looks at me and goes, ee, in his little Wolfie meow. I'm like, and he just then stands up, puts his paws on my leg, and he's just like, ee. Like, damn it, he looks so calm and cute when he does that. I can't help it. So I gave him some, and he was very happy. He didn't even ask for a second bite. He just licked his lip, and he was like, that was good, and then left. He's such a polite cat. He's like, no, the rest is yours. All right, so the Caustic Strand is a common name for the coastal republic of Afor, once known colloquially by its agri name of Columbarium, for the people's practice of keeping doves, because this used to be a haven of all kinds of wonderful people in the the Shining Bay, looking right out towards Agrium, the beautiful city of Port Castra and Afor. They just, the world was their oyster. And then the war came. The home to a thriving population of master potters, fishermen, devotees to both the goddess Thalassa and the demigod Ari, one of the god Xander's scions. Once stunning coastal isles and inner lands were laid to waste during the God Killer War by Grix and his forces. So most of the mile forts along here were destroyed, but Sulis, Savis, Dugris, and a couple of other along the way. And along the way here, the mile forts still exist. And the minor little forts in between them still exist, but some of them have been taken over like farmsteads. So like if you're going down the road, you might see like, oh, there's some old Agrian walls. It's a 3/4, compound that used to be part of a military encampment, but now it's like they built a farm shed, a farm like house, and a few other buildings and stuff, and they have a stable, and they have whatever they've got near the road there for like selling produce and stuff. So it's become like a little road stop for farmers selling things, and maybe some traveling merchants and stuff set up here and there. So they're no longer military forts because this area just doesn't. They have a lot of money, but it's centered in A4, Port Castra. Not so much in the little towns. Hail! Hello, Brimstone! Ooh, Chris Simpin. Brimstone, have you seen the pictures of her new addition, the new addition to the Chrysanth family? If you haven't, you should go over into the section on Moonskull where the pet stuff is. I think it's called Pets, Pet Place, something like that. Place Ode to Pets. But hello, Brimstone. How you doing? I know you're here to do some Chrysimpin. I'm talking to you anyway. Ha. You have. Excellent. Excellent. Hey, Chrysanth, by the way, in the announcement that Erudia put out, it looks like the YouTube links are just text. They're not actual links, if that matters. It's in the Chinese food channel. No, Tomix, no! Epic battle done. Food successfully eaten. Excellent. She has succeeded. Success. Food success. You know what I just realized while I'm sitting here thinking about this? I didn't actually look at the keys, or the Yeah, words. The coins that I got. I'm thinking about this. I'll think about that. That's why I thought of this. Sorry, my brain was going 5 different places. I talked in a couple of places about where other countries have their coins minted, and some of them have the dwarves do it. So yeah, here's my little door plaque. Go in my stack of door plaques. They got the little Velcro pads I can open up and stick them on something, but no, normally I just leave them. Hello, why can't I get it back in the bag? There we go. All right, let's see what we got. We got a Chimera coin, which is pretty cool looking. If you guys can see that, that's the Black Ops 7 Chimera on the coin. Yep, and I threw it at myself. Kind of thought maybe that would happen, because I'm really good at throwing things at myself. I'm so good at throwing things at myself. All right, we'll stick that one back in. What is this one? This one, here's the Warzone version. With our lovely little picture of Warzone. Swoop. They're really nice because you can't really see it too well on here, but they're embossed. They're very nice coins. They're nice coins. I'll put them on the stack. They go to the stack. No angry Frost coin. I'm working on that. You added the link there. No worries. Okay, good. Just the nagging. I think it's because Erudia made the announcement on his phone. Oh, got it. Okay, got it. The number of people that have this cup at my work now is starting to just spread like a little virus, which I love. But also, it's a little weird because people are just drinking it in the meeting. I'm like, How to see people bring up coffee cups. They're like, ooh, that's because they're like happy because it's a big coffee cup. They're like, I really like this coffee cup. I'm like, yes, my face is on your cup. Ha. It's become the unofficial birthday present for everyone in the department. Which is pretty entertaining. Yeah, I'm thinking that I have all the history and I'm talking about the maidens and stuff, the maidens. Is there something else to make this place stand out as a place where, like, why would adventurers want to go here besides, obviously the minerals? The biggest thing I can think of is dragons, for one thing. That's one thing. But there's got to be another draw for adventurers. So I'm thinking, because they have a lot of monsters in these areas, that not only is it the dragons up in the mountains, but there are going to be a lot of monsters to hunt. And old places to go into. Because when you think about it, dungeons don't make a whole lot of sense. They've never made a whole lot of sense in a lot of cases. But in a place that was ravaged like this, there can be old lost temples. There could be temples to Grix up in the mountain that were destroyed. There could be other lost little villages and bits and pieces of stuff here and there. So we've got a lot of options for that. But for the monsters, like, the spawning grounds of dragons are all over in the mountains up here on purpose. Because, well, all the volcanic activity makes it a perfect place for them to hatch their little eggs. You still don't have your mug. Really? Why is it taking so long? There's a mug there. Wow. Do you didn't get a tracking number or anything, Chrysanth? I like how it's T-O parrot face. You broke her, Tomex. You broke her. Or Wolf did it. I don't know which. This could work here. Where is... I'm going to mention this here. I might add, I'm trying to decide if I wanted to add an entry for each kind of area where it talks about different monsters that are in the area, but it seems kind of strange. Like we talked about, oh, it's a national bird or whatever. I mean, some things are given, like in the Whitewood, there's a lot of undead. A lot. There are even werewolves and other lycanthropes and stuff in there. That makes sense. Horrifying, evil necromancy place. Caustic Strand, does it matter? I mean, you can technically find monsters anywhere that a DM wants to put them. I mean, you got rivers and pools that are all volcanic and acidic. You could have anything that makes sense in an area like that here. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'm going to hold off on that. It's my job. Mud was a gift, so no. Oh, okay. Wolf and I coordinate. Ooh, the National Undead. Put that in the capital city, largest city, ruler, government. Most common version of undead defined. It's like census. Undead, 99.97%. Other, 0.03. Mine is the Banshee. She sings our anthem. I like it. Of course. The Banshee. She's just a goth girl who sings. Perfect. I like it. If I were to, because I do have an entry for this. If I were to actually talk a little bit more about the rambles, let's see here. Let me see what I've got for an entry on the rambles. I wrote a couple paragraphs. Remnants of the lush islands that used to shield the shining bay from the trade currents. The good thing I'm reading it because I missed a couple words there. Rambles are a nightmare maze of jagged basalt pillars and shattered reefs. The anthem goes like, that's just the first verse. Wow. I'm impressed, man. That is impressive. The range she must have. Let's see. Grix and his forces destroyed the islands, the temples on them, and followed all approaches from the sea to the bay. Only shallow draft vessels can navigate through these areas, leaving the inner villages of the Strain cut off from most major shipping except for overland routes from Port Castor and A4. Okay. Villagers ply these waters in their shallow bottom craft, racing the treacherous waters in pursuit of the elusive moonfish. Moonfish. Because as we know, moonfish are... The name moonfish is used in a lot of different sci-fi and fantasy worlds. I'm like, why not? We'll use moonfish. Well, until we decide if we're going to call them something else. And you fillet them, they become half moonfish. I'm just waiting for Crescent to come at me, or Woof, maybe. Woof! In terms of this part of the land, there are other little villages out here. But I'm thinking, in the rambles themselves, there's probably not. There could be something out there, and I think it'd be kind of fun if there was like a hermit or an oracle or something that lived out there still. We'll put it right after this. Let's see, what are we going to call this guy? Is that I had a name pop into my head, but I think that's actually a name that's... All right. So, Tomix, are you working on whatever your next thing is in the game there, or did you hop off for a while? right? Does this world have a city of intelligent undead? Would be kind of cool. So, a city of an intelligent undead, not necessarily. Now, there are things like weird things in the other place, the undergods and everything. Rosecrest is a ruined city full of undead, and Narrow's Keep is the same. And technically, Eldwin is kind of a ruin of one. Now, there's some stuff around Lundale and other areas here where it's all undead, but there's no city of intelligent undead. Like they have a society and they hang out and do stuff. There are intelligent undead who run their own little places where they have minions doing things, but nothing like a city of actual intelligent undead. If he's chewing on my fingertips right now. Well, you used to have fingertips. Goodbye, fingerprints. Waiting on the finger to finish pooping to finish pooping. So, fun. I mean, yay. Hey, I was going to sit around and watch that tank fill up with CO2 and then realize that it was going to take so many hours for it to get to the temperature and the pressure. And so I just said, well, no thanks. Let's see. These are some interesting names. Wow, I can't see anything. It's too bright. Let's go to dark mode. There we go. Live their best undead life. Come on down, South Park. Wait, what happened to my webpage broke over here or something? Weird. It's working there. I look over at YouTube, over at the stream, and it's there, but there's a huge gray box covering it. You guys see that? Hopefully you don't. Let me refresh the stream. Oh, there you go. It's going away. I don't know what that was all about. Okay. YouTube being weird. In that city is a bar called Rotten Knuckles that serves the best sludge. Rotten Knuckles. Welcome. You smell like a liver. Wait. Ah. Like as in a person who lives, but also the organ. Maybe that's a bad idea. I like that name, but it would be incredibly difficult for people to remember. We'll skip that. There was a god of war named Sababa in Mesopotamia. Interesting. Hello, Cajun Corey. I got very little sleep last night because of animals, but also I woke up early and then checked something at work and then just kept working and then realized I didn't go back to bed. It was a mistake. It was my own mistake, and I'm paying the price for it. Son, okay. Interesting, but I don't like that one. That word doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound like a very good name at all. Sounds like a very bad thing. Oh. Interesting. Hey. We'll use this name. We're going to go with this name. I spell the words the best. Sometimes they even have the right number of letters in them. That is not today. Today, I am making up words. One of them undeads. What kind of beast folk did you make for the furry fans? None. Aha. You get nothing and like it. Let's put this to that. It's a handful or two. What races are there? The normal races that you expect, you know, dwarves, elves, humans, the small folk, gnomes, and hobbit type things like halflings. There are half elves. I believe there are half orcs, but they're pretty rare because, well, orcs are not nice beings in this universe. There are lizard folk you can play. So technically, there you go. You got your scaly people. And the Soul Forge, which are literally just automatons that have a human soul trapped or bound to them. And there are these little creatures. Some call them mums. That have very different ecologies. They have many different offshoots. Yes. So one of the iconic characters, legendary characters, is a monk called Nutmeg, because people can't pronounce his real name. And because he also has this kind of spicy smell around him, because he resembles like an old, not a Joshua tree, but like a myrrh tree or a myrrh bush, because he's like wiry, spindly branches with little bits of sap where he's, you know, been wounded in the past. So the mums are like the plant people. He's cute enough to get a piece of chicken is how cute he is. news would be a good way to put that. Wow, it doesn't even understand some of these words. Thanks, Word, for not understanding words. I had fun drawing Nutmeg. Yeah, Nutmeg is an interesting creature. He will be fun for people to meet. Maybe somebody will play him at some point because we'll have his stats in the book. Who knows? He'll be entertaining. And he'll be on the cover regardless. I haven't gotten to be at a one of Effie's drawing streams recently, and I feel bad about that. I need to. So I want to see what she's up to. I got to go watch them too. Oh, I should say is. There we go. We'll say now. There we go. Now, near the end of his life. Don't care who you are, people. Somebody from Minnesota calling me. Oh, he doesn't realize it yet. All right. So, oops, I Fond. Fodn. Fond. No. All right. So Zagros. His name is Zagros. This is not a place, but a man who is known to live on one of the rocky remnants of the Shining Islands. So he is out. He is out here in the rambles. We'll put him like probably on this one, the farthest out one. It's hard to get to. Very dangerous. Very time consuming. Or we could put him on one of the inner ones, which is even technically a little harder to get to because you got to go in through. I don't know. I'll have to pick one. I'm not specifying it that way. If people decide, oh, it's here. And I know some people in rule books, when they read them, they hate it. They're like, why didn't they tell me which island he's on? I might just say, you know, just put a note in here and say, you know, the keeper is free to pick whichever island he wants him to be on. My favorite character so far. I do really like Nutmeg. And this is funny. I named this character before I made the character for my for Strange Eons because I like the name and I was like, dang it, I like that name. I want to use it. The priest of Senna, that's the legendary character, is Godwin, but he's a red-headed fellow who's a very young. He's a potter, very unlike Godwin from Strange Eons. But I like Nutmeg, I like Godwin, and what was the other one? What was the other one? It's not that guy. I really, because I wrote him interestingly, I think I have a lot of fun with Pyotr, son of Gorka, because he's the dwarf who loves fire, sand, bombs. And he may have gotten himself into a serious amount of trouble with them at some point and gotten sent to the front lines to pay off his debt. My favorite doctor is You'll Be All Right. Erudia self-insert character? No, you mean Erudia? Bam. I like it. All right, so Zagros. He is a hermit and an oracle of Thalassa. He spends his time communing with his goddess and listening to the sea as it brings him news of far-off places. Hidden in the depths of the rocky islands, Zagros' tiny home clings to is a treasure trove of pre-war knowledge and magic that he is the latest in a long line of guardians of. Let's see, I gotta rewrite part of the sentence. Treasure trove of pre-war knowledge and magic. Yeah, that's okay. That's why the comma's missing. Chosen to protect it. Bam. Now that he's nearing the end of his life, he must find his own successor, and he's been asking the wind and waves to send him just such a being. Though he doesn't realize it yet, the soul forge that washed up years ago, the one that he placed in a sitting position outside his hut and has grown quite fond of talking to, is actually regaining his senses after nearly a millennia of being stilled. There we go. Comics. Not even my character. I just like that name so much. Surprised you never named yourself that somewhere in something. You should, Comics. You should do that. And so I'm having this soul forge sitting there listening to the guy as he mends his fishing nets or just recites Solasia's Litany of the Deep for the 1,000th time. They sue them because of all the horrible things he did during the war, reassuring him that he can make a new life for himself, but he intends to speak to his friend soon, but doesn't want to startle him, so he remains silent and unmoving for the time being. So he's just basically been listening to him for years, just talk until he's kind of reawakened himself, and now he's just like, I better not move too suddenly. I don't want to spook him. I don't want to spook him. I'll just wait. I'll just listen. I'll just wait. So someday he's going to have to do something. And someday he's going to have to wake up and just be like, I agree. Ah. See if it gives the guy a heart attack and kills him or something. You can't. It goes against your pun making ways. I can't. Wait, you mean you make the puns and throw them to the wind and let people have them? Puns are for people. I gave them to the people for a reason. So they're out there for the people. You know, I'm always scared when I go just randomly to stuff on the internet. Like, I'm like, oh, what's this? Okay, there's a news link. Oh, there's a blah, blah, blah. One of them is like, you know, this person, like some actor, Liev Schreiber, has been hospitalized. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that sucks. And then, like, they'll have something like prominent lesbian actresses and their manner of death. What? Why? Who is going to go click on that and go, I want to know how these people died? I mean, somebody will. But is that really drive that much engagement? I don't know. Weird. People are weird. Will he put on a little makeup? I mean, I can't use someone else's pun as my name. Oh, I see what you're saying. Got it. Wow. Wow. Okay. Oh, let's see. I don't want to snack at something, but I don't want to make a ton of noise. Like, have a quiet snack here. It's all loud snacks. Loud. So I got 45 minutes till my game. I don't really have time to make anything in between. I could order some food and try to time it so it ends up here right around the end of the stream or the start of my game. But knowing how delivery services are, it'll either show up like in 12 minutes or it will show up an hour and a half from now in the middle of my game. Let's see what we got. What in the world is that? there's a picture of something there that I kind of didn't want to know what it was. It was a piece of food, I think. I really don't know what that was. Yeah. Oh. Weird. Okay. It was gluten-free steak. So, I mean, I'm thinking of a punny barbarian name for my next character. Oh. We had a guy who used to work with us making games, and we played City of Heroes back in the day. I think it was called City of Heroes. It was a superhero game where you just made your character and ran around and did stuff like superhero things. And he would make every single character he made had a name that was a pun. So he made this like sexy girl ninja who wore like purple, and he called her Kung Fuchsia. So, yep. It's a thing, man. You heard me right. Kung Fuchsia. All right, this says it could be up to an hour. This says it's about 45 minutes. So we're going to try this. And if it arrives near the end of the stream, perfect. If it arrives before the end of the stream, I'll have to run up and grab it, I guess. I don't know. Should just call him chiropractor? Not a bad one. You could just make a girl and call her Barbarian. No? All right. What was the other entry? Is there anything else I need to put on this thing about Zagros? My phone is just going ding, ding, ding. I'm sorry. Sorry about the ding, ding, dings. It just occasionally people want to talk to me. By the way, if you find anybody out there on the internet too, I'm just going to throw this out there because I'm thinking about it, who wants to watch me being an idiot on YouTube at any point, tell them to go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know Crescent puts a nice link in there to sub to me. But yeah, please do. Because I noticed there have been some people who are usually in our game chats or here and stuff, had started like following me on stuff. Like they subscribed here and there. I was like, oh, they weren't subscribed already? The pain has passed, I guess, because I didn't know it. I'd like to be more focused on what they do to their enemies. Oh, got it. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna leave that entry pretty much like that. No, that's a pretty good entry for him. Hey, look, there's the thing. The betrayal of chat. How dare they? How dare they exercise their free will? They need to follow me. Damn it. Okay. Nope. This is not refreshing. Okay, here we go. All right. And this in here. I've looked through my notes, so I could add something else about the giants in this area because so many giants died out here. Because I thought it would be interesting since a lot of the vessels that they used to come in and the giants came from around the coast because they didn't want to go past the dwarves. They came with the boats and they rode on the giant ships and were killed out here in the harbor. I think it'd be interesting to find, like in the shallow area, like an actual giant skull that's like underwater. It's just got coral growing over it for the last, 1,000 years or whatever. And it looks like a natural formation until you realize, oh, that's a giant skull. That could be a fun one. I mean, it doesn't really give you anything gameplay wise because the giant's not big enough to like swim in and out of the holes in their skull necessarily or anything. But it's cool and it's weird. There's got to be some guy out here somewhere that's been collecting parts of giants, like trying to build his own giant skeleton. Maybe he's going to try and animate it. Who knows? It'll be horrifying. Horrifying, I say, if all the dead giants in this area all got up at once and started walking around. There would be a problem for other people here. Okay. Major port trade hub. Just reading through this entry to see if there's anything else I need to add to a couple of these without bloating them unnecessarily, like actually adding real cool stuff. The good stuff. Things that could be adventure hooks and whatnot. Or I got the urge to play around with this stupid controller again. Nice controller. It's heavy. It's the heaviest. Interesting. That is neat. Clickety clickety. I mean, it's an Xbox controller, so it's I don't quite like it as much as I like my PlayStation 5 controller. But this thing, it's like 3 times heavier than a normal controller, so I get a little fatigue holding on to it, I think. Da, 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 da. And hopefully people have been watching the videos here because, the sooner we can get all those watch hours, the sooner that Erudia can get this channel monetized. So if you haven't watched all the episodes, kick off a playlist. Listen to my voice, put you to sleep. I always kind of preferred the PlayStation controllers. Yeah, there's something about the shape and the flow of the whole thing that's pretty comforting. It's got a slightly different angle to it, the way they're laid out. Oh, this one got some cat fur on it. Wonder where that came from. There's literally a piece of cat fur stuck to the top of there. I had to take off. Barbarian Baggins and his friend Slamwise Gamgee. Nice. I like it. Yeah, I mean, you could go with the pun, a play on words off of the name, the word rage. Yeah. I mean, most of the things I'm coming up with in my head are just not very good. But you want to come up with your own, so I'm not going to suggest anymore. So there. You could be that guy who coats his hands in like that black asphalt gooey stuff to stick like glass in it and just call him a Tarbarian. No, he's obsessed with astronomy. He's a Starbarian. Well, I'm not getting anywhere with this stuff, am I? He drives a lot. He's a Carbarian. Okay, we got Dubris is a kind of a small entry here. I wonder if we could punch that up a bit here. Stone fruit and olives from the extensive orchards. Let's see here. We're gonna I'm gonna go back up here. I have to change an entry here. Wow, there's a lot of info in this place. There we go. I prefer PS controllers, but also been playing PS for years. Yeah, I have both of the consoles whenever the consoles come out because because my cats are a bunch of dunderheads. Because I play the games on both of them, so I have them. You forgot he's a drunk, a barbarian. Give him the tavern brawler feat. Hey, there you go. Good one, fantastic. I don't know. He's a ranged fighter. He's a barbarian. There you go. You have a barbarian who uses a javelin and a ballista. The barbarian. He's very angry about it too. All right, back to Dubris. Ancient shipbuilding center of A4, the master shipwrights of Dubris were responsible for some of the greatest vessels used during the Godkiller War. Destroyed by Christian's forces during the incursion, was only rebuilt after the war. Or Crescent. Okay, I'm going to add one more thing. I just remembered there's one more thing I got to add to that entry that I just changed. Modify it one more time. There we go. Now, the major exports of this area are rare minerals, marble, and stone fruit. Stone fruit? Muktub! You should call him Muktub! I don't know why. I don't know how that fits a barbarian. But you should call him Muktub! And that's his battle cry. Muktub! And if nobody understands that, then they didn't watch us play Vane. He's royalty, a Sarbarian. Oh. My arm is held hostage. I don't know if that's like, no clue what that's like. If only you could get him to fall asleep on your chest, because when I started until Calvino got too big, when any of the cats who would sleep on my chest would sleep there. When they were small, it was fine. It was just like, floop, little floof. Now that they're big, when they try and sleep on my chest, I'm like, being pushed down into the couch cushions or something. I'll save that for the time when you make our game a thing. Exactly. That reminds me, yeah, I've got to get that going, because I want to run something. Just I don't think I'm gonna put it on my YouTube channel. I think it's literally just gonna be a game I just play with some people in my Discord, because I'd like to do Dresden Files over there. Just, have Have a small game. Do it. Could be fun. I just got to find out when people are actually free to do anything, given the fact that there's so many games and things going on right now. Seth, Mom, you're going to play a game Frost host, right? Great. We got 2 players. She's been railroaded. She can't bring her arm over to say no. She's stuck. I mean, as it is, I'm going to be getting bug murdered in this one shot on Saturday. If you haven't seen the announcement on a bug strife this Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, which I need to remember because, well, it's Eastern and it's not my time zone. It's going to be Chrysanth, Kristen, Dan, and myself. We're going to be bugs. He started grabbing at my hair, so chest is out of the question. Yeah. Wait, what? You remember a while back I said I wanted to run a Dresden Files campaign before I did the one-shot. I wanted to run something for just a few people on the Discord. Ah, it was funny. But yeah. If I move. All right, there we go. If I put this, I'll put it here. Yeah. I just saw a picture. They have a good place for this. I'll put it in general. Everybody will like it on my Discord. I just saw this on X. There. All right. Back to my notes. If I were to... I kind of want to put a place over here. I don't know if you guys can really see my cursor here, but the right below the S in Savis, there's a coast. And there's a lot of coastline there. There could be a little tiny village clinging. I'm thinking about it. I might be able to put something cool there. Yeah, I can do that. You want to see how quickly you can get the bug killed? Hey, I'm sure there's a bright light you could walk into. Zarp. Don't go into the light. Blarf. You literally just shared that pic on Twitter. That is funny. Nice. I got sent that because one of my friends plays or plays. He when his kids were younger, he did the whole Elf on the Shelf thing and he had so much fun with it. I never really saw the appeal myself, but he enjoyed it and his kids found it funny. And so he sent that and he said, well, the end of an era, because his kids are old enough that they don't do that anymore. Look at that snazzy free motel. Woo! I like it. You just hear the Hotel California music start up. All right, so if I put a of these two, please. If I put this here, I'm going to want to name it, put it on the map. It's a problem. Should I? Should I? Is the question. I don't think I should. I might make a note about it. I think I'll put a note about it in my note. In my notes. Here's my notes. Yeah, I'll move this here. What is this? Ah, okay. All right. And save. Not saving. Oop. There we go. Okay. Bloop. I should probably check now. I forgot I ordered food. I should probably see what they're doing. Did they actually do it? Okay, somebody is picking up the order. Okay. We'll be here between 6:51 and 6:57. That's going to be perfect. That's going to be perfect for me. Oh, I like how I put a W in front of that. I don't know how I did that. Very nice, Cajun Corey. Well, a great minds think alike or something. Or we have the exact same damn sense of humor or something. I guess it was technically my friend. You have the same damn sense of humor as my friend. Right. So if I looked at that, I didn't put a quote up here either, because one of the other things I'm doing is putting like a quote in front of it. So this, oh, you can't even see it behind the map. Put a quote for each area that kind of typifies the people, their mentality, the thought processes, or maybe just a story, or like a poetic, like retelling of something in their past, something that kind of typifies the people. But I don't have one for caustic, or the caustic strain. I mean, caustic. Oh yeah, I do. Never mind. I added one. I forgot. This one is tiny, succinct, and to the point. A job won or done well speaks for itself. The Strand proverb. Never mind. Maybe people really need to put the shopping cart back so I won't be annoyed. When I was out at the store the other day, I didn't realize they have a little mechanical helper thing they use for the carts now. That they, snap all the carts onto, and then they just use it to kind of pull it back. It's kind of like they hold the little trigger on it, and it just goes, comes with them. Like, oh, okay. So when somebody's retrieving all the carts from the, I guess the whole parking lot, it's not as hard on them, because sometimes you see those people pushing like 35 carts and trying to get it moving. This just does it for them. It's hardly even work at that point, right? It's a vacation. Maybe not. All right, so we got a pretty good feed on all this stuff here. That's pretty good. Now I'm gonna read into the next area, because the next entry below this is the Umbral Atoll. And this is a place that I definitely want to do an adventure for. A blood horror movie. Wow, that's horrible, but I like it. What's your name? Blood remover. What? you got a face from Crescent for that one. Good job. Magical hurricane. Okay. Now, remembering this, Port Calyx. Oh, this is a city built on the ancient ruins of the Kerr port, long overgrown and dominated by massive stands of the ubiquitous wallflowers. Bowl-shaped shelters its inhabitants from both torrential rains and deadly currents, making it one of the only safe harbors in the Umbral Atoll. Filtered wallflowers harvested here are used in many of the Kruru brewing recipes, making them one of the most important resources of the area. It's honestly a good benchmark for how horrible my puns are. Well, there you go. wow, blood arm. Oh, man. Sorry, it just it's still hitting me. It's just waves. It just keeps punching me like a barbarian, punching me in the face over and over. The crew. I gotta stop yawning. It's gonna be tough to get through my game tonight if I'm yawning. Gotta get some energy going here. Go team, go! Let's do this. Let's do this thing. Kick this pig. You're thinking 2 weapon fighting, 1 blunt, 1 slashing, so gonna need to name them too. I've got nothing for you. Do a jumping jack. That would probably hurt. With my ankle, I'd probably snap my foot off. No, I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, I got a little tiny goose egg there. Wow. I got a goose egg on my foot. It's goose eggy. Not too bad though. I can actually hit it and it doesn't even hurt really anymore, so. Wow. Do a barrel. Wait, that's a good trick. Sorry, I gotta move my chair here. There we go. Wow. So here's your jumping jack. Done. I've jumped just like Jack. Oh, I should do the foot part too. There, wide stance, horse stance. Done. The last thing I need is somebody clipping me doing a jumping jack. I mean, it was bad enough that I did the I Dream of Jeannie thing right there. Wait, the tomato plant just stays forever? Nice. So do you get seeds and then fruit and then seeds and then fruit? We'll have tomatoes for years. They did a thing in this game that makes sense. I just realized what you said and I was like, you know, that's a good point. For all the science in there, sometimes it doesn't make sense. That is cool. I'm wondering if I'm going to convince Dave to play with it sometime. We really need to get Chrysanthemum to station here. She will love it because she is so tech savvy. She would love to get her hands into building stuff, setting up IC10 assembly code to try and automate a light switch, getting blown away in a storm with your jetpack on, dying because somebody, took a wall panel down accidentally. It probably has a lifespan, but we'll see. I'm assuming you get a few fruits out of it and then you're done. You can handle the chickens. Hey, Kyle spent last night for the hour or so or whatever it was he was online fiddling with the code, and he said he was having fun fiddling with the code for the atmospheric pollution filtration system. So, but yeah, fun times. Oh man, I see. This is why I want to work on an adventure on this island, because I'm reading back of it and I was like, oh my gosh, that's right. All this stuff is. I've got the Ash tribe, the Spider tribe, because Pyrothraxis, the legendary ruby dragon who lives within the throat, the volcanic throat of the mountain Kakarrak, and the kobolds who are fanatically devoted to Pyrothraxis. And Ixolith, the legendary primordial spider who lives on the island. Every year when her eggs hatch and Skyfall occurs, Most of the inhabitants of the island who are not of the spider tribe go into hiding. Her brood is flung across the Godlands and Erudia from by the winds of Thalassia's ire. Her followers revel in her supremacy. So basically, this massive, giant primordial spider lays like millions of little eggs, and they get swept up into Thalassia's ire, the hurricane around the island, and they just float Charlotte's Web style, but less cutesy, all across the Godlands and take land. And, you know, some of them actually survive. And then suddenly you've got giant primordial spider baby living in a cave or a forest somewhere. You could use... Wait, I told you the only coding I somewhat know is LMS Basic. Put me in the corner and keep me from eating glue. I could use a furnace monkey helper. No coding needed, just valve spinning. Eek, eek. Well, you also have to remember other things. Occasionally, Crescent, you have to remember other things, like putting your helmet visor down on your suit when you go out into the atmosphere, or lack of atmosphere. Putting on your suit after you get out of a pod, walk around. Not removing panels that are keeping the pollutants in the atmosphere away from your tiny little human body. You know, things like that. So when we go to Titan in our next game, Comics, I want to build the base with an internal building with walls, with what we talked about before, a corridor around it, a vacuum space, and a set of frames and stuff out there. So it's literally, there's a volume of air around that base that the outside you can't see. I mean, you wouldn't be able to see out of the damn base. It would be completely impossible to see unless we made lots of panes of glass. Could be fun. Got it. Stuff a potato in the tailpipe. Damn it. She doesn't get it. It's a banana in the tailpipe. Well, potato would work too. And sand in the gas tank. I love it. Let's see. Barbarian tribe, Ash tribe, Spider tribe, and Snake tribe. Oh, and the fun dinosaur tribe. And I've got to come up with a different name for the dinosaur tribe, quite honestly, because calling them just the dinosaur tribe is like, as it is, calling them Ash tribe, Spider tribe, Snake tribe, and Dinosaur tribe is kind of boring. So what I want to do is come up with better names for all of them. In fact, I'm going to highlight all these, so that reminds me that I have to rename them. Because if I can come up with a really cool name for each one of them that feels like the creature that they emulate, you know, a name that kind of feels spidery, sounds spidery, is spidery without being the word spider, or isn't snake. Dwarves dig deep. Yes, they do. You're not wrong. How goes zombie games? So I haven't played in a while because we've been playing some Stationeers. We had a setback, or JT said we had a setback, so the game got set back a few days. We lost some skills and stuff. He got it going again. He has rebuilt the outer wall against hordes and stuff, and he's been building more steel storage and things like that. I don't know when I'm going to play next, but he found the recipe for... what are they called? Lockpicks. So we can make those now too, which is pretty neat. But yeah, I'd like to get back in there because I want to see how the horde mechanic works. And I've got, oh, that's right, on the island, the Simi. Living in all the biomes on the atoll, these ferocious cannibalistic primates battle any and all comers on the island, caring little about where their next meal comes from. Simple weapons in their bare hands to take down their foes, relying on their speed and brute strength in battle. So they're kind of like, you'll find all kinds of things hanging in their camps, kind of bone tomahawk style. They don't care what they eat. I don't care what they eat. Tarnation. So in about, let's see, in about 3 minutes, I'm going to end the stream because I'm going to give myself like 5 to 10 minutes to get this food and then try and eat before my game. But if you have any thoughts in the comments on other things that I should add to the kind of the summary at the beginning of each entry in here. Like I said, right now I have major conflict, the capital, the largest city, the ruler / government, the dialects, the religion, and the demonym that people go by, like the Veil folk or Senites or whatever. And now I've added major export, but it's weird because not everybody's going to have a major export. So I might leave that to just certain entries will have it. I don't know. Or I may put it on everyone and just say, you know, for certain ones, non-applicable. Because their major export would be spider eggs. That's one of the only things that leaves the island. Not a good choice. Not a good choice at all. So yeah, if you throw anything in the comments, I mean, anything in the comments would be great. It'll be nice for the Legend Seeker channel. I mean, we're not doing comments brigade stuff over here, but if you could leave comments, it'd be helpful. We'll get some love, get more love over here. Dino tribe could be called something like Roarclaw. How about the White Claw tribe? Okay, maybe that's a horrible idea. I just named them all after weird alcoholic drinks. Or Firetail if it's hot where they live. Oop, what did I get here? Oh, it's a work thing. Do not cares. Anything, 40 Viking says. And hello. So I'm going to be hopping off here really shortly because I've got to go grab food that I delivered to myself. Shouldn't say I delivered to myself. Had delivered to myself. I paid for the privilege of walking outside and waiting for some person to try and actually find my house in the dark while they're trying to follow GPS that will never get them to my house because they didn't read the instructions I put in the order that are incredibly clear about how to get my house. And then I will come down and eat it. But anyway, the Champas tribe. Big Teeth? Big Teeth! I'm Big Chief of the Big Teeth tribe. That sounds like something you'd find in, what was that movie? Hook. Just say. Teeth. All right. Well, I am going to get the heck out of here. You all have a great night. Thank you for being here. We got a whole bunch of stuff done in the Caustic Strand, a little bit in the Umbrella Toll, and I got a bunch of notes for myself, so success. All right, so I will talk to you all later. Have a fantastic evening, and I will see you, unless something crazy comes up, Thursday. I think this week might work for Frostewritten, as long as they don't spring any more meetings on me late at the end of the day on Thursday. Let's find out. All right. I'll talk to you later. Thanks, and goodbye.